Hello, and welcome to another edition of An English Guy Watching Wrestling. I'm the English Guy, I'm Nick. Thank you so much for clicking on another video, I do appreciate it. In this one, we're going to be covering the 8th of July 2021 edition of Impact Wrestling. So, with that being said, jump into it. The opening matchup was between Brian Myers and Jake Something. Now, this is a feud that has been building for a little while now, in terms of Brian Myers thinking that Jake Something is not professional enough in professional wrestling, because Brian Myers is called the professional. The most professional wrestler, sorry, my apologies. And it's kind of a unique gimmick to say the least. I don't see anyone doing that gimmick, and it's unique, so I definitely don't mind that. Jake Something, since breaking away from Cody Deaner into his own way, has been great in the singles division. It's been great to watch, to be fair. It's been entertaining to see how he's progressed. And in all seriousness, this was actually quite a good match, to be fair. This is a good way to open the show. And if Jake Something were to win, Brian Myers would have to call him a professional wrestler, if that makes any sense. Or a professional. And Jake Something did win. But Brian Myers would have none of it. So he basically got his protege Sam Bill to attack him after the match. But before that, this was actually a good back and forth matchup. I thought Jake Something did very well here, but then again, so did Brian Myers. These two, I've never seen a singles match before, to be honest with you, if memory serves correctly. But they clashed very, very well, to be fair. Not very dissimilar styles in terms of Jake Something being a big guy, and he is a big guy, very strong. Brian Myers is no small guy himself, and he's not like in the strength department either, so there's not much difference there. But this was a good matchup, and I enjoyed the hard-hitting offensive psychology as well. It was very good in this match for Brian Myers. But again, it's Brian Myers, unexpected. But this was a good matchup. We enjoyed this one, so definitely fun opener for both of them. Good stuff. And the next match was a Impact Knockouts Championship Open Challenge. Deonna Purrazzo has pretty much run out of opponents in Impact Wrestling to face the title, because she has pretty much beaten everybody, and she's been a great champion, to be fair, and she's a fantastic technical wrestler. So she decided to lay out an open challenge, and the challenge was met by Lady Frost. Now, if you don't know who Lady Frost is, she's been on the independent scene in the United States for some time, and she's built up quite a good reputation. And I've seen her wrestle before, and she's a very solid wrestler. And this was, in all seriousness, a very solid match. I enjoyed this, and I liked the way that both of them clashed in a strange way. Again, using that word. But even though it wasn't the longest match, it was a good match, and Lady Fox did show some good offense in this one. But Deonna Purrazzo showed why she is the Knockouts champion, and she's been great from day one to now as champion. She's proven why she is a fantastic champion, to be honest. I liked the way she worked, Lady Frost arm in this match, obviously, with the Venus de Milo, that's it. I always remember the name of it. Forget the name of the submission win, but Venus de Milo did get the submission win for her, so there we go. But interesting development after the matchup. Gail Kim came down to the ring and said to her at Slammiversary, you will be facing a mystery opponent that won't be revealed until on the day. So it's going to keep kind of curious to see who she's going to be facing. I'm looking forward to see who that might be. So all eyes on Slammiversary, but this was a good matchup. So good stuff indeed. And this matchup was a 3-on-1 handicap match. W. Morrissey versus Jason Page, Manny Smith, and Deontay Evans. And simply put, it was a squash match because W. Morrissey just annihilated all his opponents. Got the win in fairly quick succession to continue the run of his dominance. So, there we go. And this matchup was Susan and Kimberly versus Havoc and Rosemary. Now, of course, Kimberly and Rosemary have recently separated themselves from Deonna Purrazzo, and Deonna Purrazzo now walks alone. But of course, Kimberly and Susan can be a tag team, and they still are. And they faced a tag team that seems to be finding their niche, shall we say, cliche, I was going to say, but their niche as a tag team, that is Havoc and Rosemary, but of course, neither are strangers being tag teams in the past. And this was a short matchup, but a fun matchup, to be fair. And I think Havoc and Rosemary winning was the right call. But it was a good, fun, short matchup. And I think Havoc and Rosemary are really starting to show how good they are as a tag team. And Susan and Kimberly, the continuity has been there from day one as they've been put together. But interesting developments later in the evening that Kimberly said she wanted to bring Su Yung back, who is, of course, Susan. And helper Father James Mitchell says, we're interested to see what happens next in that little event. I'm kind of curious to see what will happen. Be quite interesting to watch, to be fair. But that being said, this was a good match. So there we go. Reporters to the main events. It was Carl Anderson versus Rich Swann versus TJP versus Dina. Now, this is a situation when it was four of the, so it's one man from each of the four teams that will be meeting at Slammiversary for the Impact World Tag Team titles held by Violent by Design. So, of course, Carl Anderson representing Good Brothers, Rich Swann representing him and Willie Mack, TJP representing him and Fallah Bahh, and of course Dina representing Violent by Design. And as far as I know, Violent by Design have the Freebirds rule, so any combination can be tag team champions. And as far as I know at the moment, it's Rhino and Joe Doring. I think it is. Don't quote me on it, because like I said, it is the Freebirds rule, so anybody can switch with each other. But as main events go, this was superb to be honest. This was probably my match of the night. I liked the exchanges between all of them. And Rich Swann just showed us how good he is in this matchup, but then so did everybody else. There was no weak link in this entire contest. I thought every man did a great job, and Carl Anderson picking up the win was not something I expected, to be honest. But not complaining, because I do like the Good Brothers. I like all these people in this matchup, to be honest, and all the teams involved. So when it comes to Slammiversary, I am very much looking forward to that matchup. But the chopping and changing and getting fatal four-way matches or multiple person matches like this was evident. And it was good to see those, so absolutely nothing wrong with that. And it did very well here. And as I said, very cool to see Good Brothers, who were kind of added last, picking up the win, but nothing wrong with that. So the momentum might be on their side, but interesting to see who's going to walk out as tag team champions, because they've all got a viable reason to do it, and a viable slot, and of course a viable chance to do it, because the team, so it's 1-4 to a finish. So interesting to see what happens there. And it was a good way to top off what was a very good episode of Impact this week. And again, on 2021, they've been doing really good stuff, so definitely can't fault it. So everybody did a great job, and I give a thumbs up to all of them. And on that positive note, I will end the review here. So thank you so much for watching. I will see everybody next time. Until next time, take care.